Good one, buddy. Good one.
Over the frozen still of a Midwest winter's day.
All right, you want to do a high crotch now?
The sounds of Sebastiano Fedone preparing for battle fills the air of the basement inside his family's home on the outskirts of Council Bluffs.
There you go. Oh, he's got some good technique to him.
It's the heart of wrestling season, a sport this 6-year-old has taken to naturally.
I'm impressed. There's times he was out there practicing and he'll take a shot. I'm like, that's just a fast shot.
Proof, as they say, is in the hardware.
That was my first tournament at Logan.
So many awards with a first place inscription.
First place. First. This one was first. I can't remember what this one was at.
It's hard to keep track of them all.
Load your bag up. This is just going to load it up quicker, aren't you, buddy?
Yanno, as his parents call him, knows one speed. 100% at all times.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to start here. Let's clear the mats.
Which is why wrestling seemed to be the perfect sport for the boy who rarely sits still. That is until a couple years ago when Yanno's body started getting in the way.
Was riding bikes early, playing on swing sets, just always outside being active and everything. And then it got to be the point where his legs were affecting that, and his leg hurt so bad that he wasn't able to go outside and run. Or if he did, he would come home and he would pay the price that night, where he'd be crying in his bed all night long and screaming.
Well, when he started getting that leg pain, I did what you're not supposed to do and get on, the internet and start looking stuff up.
Mark found out why when one of the searches pointed to cancer as a possible cause for the leg pain.
From my understanding, the leukemia, what it does is it overproduces, and so you've got so much inside your bone marrow that it's painful.
1, 2, 3. Ow.
It took several blood tests to confirm their worst fear with a bone scan. Yanno had leukemia. But the diagnosis quickly became a blessing after receiving chemotherapy through a port that connects directly to his heart.
And then once he started treatment, he got better so quickly that it was like he had life in him again, and he was able to play and do all of that.
Hopeful the worst was over, life went on, and Yanno kept receiving treatment. But about 3 weeks later, an unexpected side effect from the chemo drug caused a major setback.
He wasn't responsive, and so we rushed him to the emergency room and found out that he had a blood clot in his brain.
That was the hardest day of my life. Just seeing him, I was holding his hand when he kind of started to, going like convulsions, like his hand started shaking. And I told the nurse, his hand's shaking or he's twitching, and she's like, that's normal. And I'm like, no, it's, then he went full-fledged seizure, and he stopped breathing. And I just, you never know. When you have 15 people come running in and they're all, like she said, cutting the clothes off and just working on him, and they were bagging him, he stopped breathing. And I kind of put my head down and cried.
Did you think you were going to lose him?
Yeah.
But just as he had bounced back from his initial diagnosis, Yanno opened his eyes and with rehab was able to make a full recovery.
I love you, buddy. Go have fun. Let's go.
Using wrestling as a way to focus on staying strong.
Gives him normalcy, something that he does well. And so it's not, there's the boy with leukemia, there's the wrestler who does well at tournaments.
In between the tournaments and school, he still receives treatment, some days better than others, like this one, when he puts on his protective sling and singlet.
It means everything to me. I mean, it's just to watch my boy wrestle. That's kind of, what I've always wanted. And the wrestling community is this top. I mean, we've had so much support, it's unreal.
There will come a day when Yanno's port is removed and the shoulder wrap he wears to protect it is a distant memory. But the impact he's having on those who hear his story will survive long after his cancer is gone.
Not to give up, keep pushing, fight. I mean, that's what Yanno's taught me.
Yanno will receive his last round of chemo next February. In the meantime, he and his family are using the Pin Cancer campaign to raise money for St. Jude Cancer Research. His goal, $10,000. He has until the end of March to get there. You can find a link to donate here in his name by heading to our website at weareiowa.com. In the Digital Media Center, I'm Elias Johnson. Now back to you.